Just two adjacent girls living in a lovely world. They took a podcast train going anywhere, but kind of specifically through Austin, Texas. Yeah, hook 'em horns.
Adjacent, very near, next to, or touching. Our tailgate is adjacent to the left field fence. ADJACENT, adjacent.
Welcome back to Adjacent, y'all. We have a very special guest today, all the way from Austin, Texas. Shelly, do the honors. Introduce our guest today.
Oh my gosh, this woman has blown off my socks. She just has risen above and just is such a giver. I was like, when we started doing Adjacent Givers, I was like, I know exactly who I want on the show as soon as possible. We met in high school, and her smile brightens a room. When she walks in, she just is just a light, and it shows. And we were on dance team together. We were cadets, and her and Jody were on the dance team together. And so here we have Jeanette Valdez in the
Hello.
house.
Hello. Thank you for welcoming me. And I'm so glad and honored to be with two great Rams, from the drill team, and I have great memories with y'all. And it's truly a blessing to be a part of your podcast. So thank you for inviting me.
Oh my gosh, we're so glad you're here, but you're Jeanette Valdez Duran now. How are you?
Correct. Yes. Thank you, Jeanette Valdez Duran. I'm married to Rudy Duran, who is an amazing man. I am just so blessed for him for being in my life. And I just thank God for him all the time. So, yes.
Goodness. How long have y'all been?
Well, we've been married going on maybe 3 years, and we've been together like nine or 10.
I love it. Do you have any kids now, Jeanette?
Yes. Yes, I do. I have 4 children. My youngest is Serena, and she is going to ACC right now. She's 18 years old. She just graduated. She's going to be 19, but she graduated from McCallum, and she's going to ACC. And then I have my son Easton. He graduated from McCallum, and he is working at Dick's Sporting Goods. And then how old is Mijo? He's 21. My son's 21 instead.
And wow.
And then I have Dylan. He is 24, and he works for Coca-Cola. And then I have my beautiful Darian. She's an alumni of the Longhorns. She got her master's degree at UT, and she is a behaviors counselor at Campbell Elementary.
I love it. And they all live in Austin.
They all live in Austin. We're all on the same block, except for one of my oldest daughters. She's over there off 969. But other than that, we're all on the same block. We stay close to each other. I have 3 sisters on the same block and a brother. All my family, the rest of my kids, they still stay home. Nobody wants to leave the block because we're just a very close-knit family.
I love that. One of my kids graduated from McCallum as well. So go Knights.
That's right.
You're married to Rudy Duran, but not our Rudy Duran. We went to school with Rudy. And so when I saw that y'all were married, I was like, wait, I know he has another family. What's going on? But it's a totally different Rudy Duran. But he looks so familiar. I know I've met him a couple times, but Jody was like, he looks so familiar. Where did he go to school?
Austin High.
Okay.
He's so funny. He's just so funny because the funny story about that is when he found me on Facebook, he said he remembered me from when I was 18 years old. His dad was the tile man in our house at that time, working for my family, and they were installing tile. And I was in college already. So he was helping his dad install tile, and I was coming down the stairs, and he said he looked down at me and he said, hi. And he said he figured he'd never see me again. And I just told him hi, and I kept on going, doing my thing, and we never saw each other again, and he found me on Facebook, and that's how we met. And when he said his name, Rudy Duran. I said, you're not the Rudy Duran I went to school with. I said, because y'all look completely different. I said, know me from. And that's when he told me that story. And he goes, "It's destiny. It's fate that we meet." I'm like, "Oh my God, whatever." I'm like, lines. And I was like, "Whatever." And we met over actually a bowl of soup. I made a bowl of soup and he said he would love to have some. And I said, "Sure, come on over and pick up a bowl." Little did I know, did I think he was really going to come. And he did. And he came and it was just so funny that, that day is when he told me, "I found you on Facebook. It's destiny that we meet."
But I love that story. It is great.
I didn't think somebody would remember me. When you have an old relationship and they say, "Oh, you're never gonna find somebody to love you again." No one's gonna want a woman with 3 kids. Well, little did he know somebody did.
And I agree. I think everybody has a chance for love.
I tell him all the time, just believe in what's happening and affectionately and support me.
Yeah. And enjoy the ride.
Enjoy the ride, right?
It looks so beautiful. Do you have any grandchildren?
Yes, not children, but fur babies.
Okay.
I have a dog named Raven, and I have a little wiener dog named Tito, and then we have a cat also, and I forgot the cat's name. I haven't seen her in a little while, but those are my fur babies, and I call them my grandchildren because I love them.
Oh, lovely. I love that. See, Jerry, you already have grandchildren.
Yes, because you love them.
I do. And now tell us about your childhood. Where did you grow up and what was it like growing up in Austin?
My childhood days were amazing. I couldn't have any better childhood days than I had in the past. I grew up here on Munson Street in East Austin, in Austin, Texas, which is the 78721 area, um, with my mom and my dad and my 3 sisters and brother, Stevie, Josie, Christine, and Annette. And my mom is Steve and Josie Valdez. And I'm truly blessed with 2 wonderful, hardworking parents who worked very hard to give us a great life of enjoyment of traveling and seeing the world. Most children, when I was young, didn't have the luxury of the things that I got to do. I was really blessed with my mom and dad. They took us traveling all the time, to Disneyland every summer. We went for traveling for like a whole month, like to Colorado, to California, to Phoenix, Arizona. We went traveling a lot with travel trailers, and we would put our camper on the back of the truck, and my dad put a mattress in the back with an ice chest, and he would say, "Okay, we're going to go traveling." And we would go stay at different KOA camps. And it was amazing. I mean, seeing trees that were like 10 times the size of a truck and being able to drive through them, and going to the Grand Canyon. And, all those things were amazing for me, things that I thought I would never see. And then I had the great luxury of having my cousins across the street, which were 3 or 4 of them, my cousin Julie Limon, Charlie Tejerina, Randy and Stephanie and Michelle Chavez. We all grew up across the street from each other. So we would play in the streets all day long till it was time to go inside, and they'd yell for us, "Time to come in, it's getting dark," and we'd come inside. So I had a great childhood.
Oh, I love that.
We know you went to Johnston. What elementary and middle school did you go to in Austin?
I went to Go Valley Elementary, and then the busing started that very next year, and so we were placed in the busing system, and we were bused to Cassis Elementary. That was the first time I had ever met, another person that was a different color than me. So it was like the integration started, and it was amazing. I've got to meet a whole bunch of new friends that I can still remember, like Emily Stewart, Valerie Vanderbilt, JC Hernandez. My favorite teacher was Miss Revolta, Miss Thompson, from 5th grade at Zavala Elementary. But the busing started. So I started going to Cassis Elementary. And then from Cassis Elementary, we went to Zavala Elementary. And then from Zavala, I went to O. Henry. And then from O. Henry to Johnston.
What did you think of the busing?
I loved it. I loved it.
I've sat on a couple of committees in AISD, and I'm like, bring back busing. It was so beautiful.
It really was. And like I said, I went to parts of town that I never would have known
Yeah.
about if it wasn't for busing, and and through my time and growing up, I even got to work in Tarrytown. I was a dental assistant for 13 years. And so I got to become a dental assistant and work with Dr. Thompson there and on exposition. So I had some great experiences in school and busing and stuff like that.
Yeah, it was such a beautiful melting pot. I'm so glad AISD was so thoughtful and did the busing.
Yes, and if it wasn't for that, I wouldn't have never met Shelly. To me, Johnston was very unique. We all got along. Didn't matter of what clique we came from, whether you were, a kicker, with the country hats, whether you were B or whether you were in sports, an athlete, drill team, we all got along. It was fun. We just all had a great time, and the parties were always great memories.
Oh, so fun.
So it was those were great. I love Johnston, and I love the reunions that we have. I don't always make them because I get busy and stuff, but I thank y'all for
Yeah.
I'm more of the recluse. I like to hide, and Shelly's like, "Oh no, we're having the reunion."
Well, any excuse to see Jeanette. I'm like, I love reconnecting.
Thank you. Hey, that's what life is about. It's a circle, and God puts people back in our paths for a reason.
Right.
And so I'm truly blessed. When I saw this message from Shelly, I'm like, Shelly's contacting me. She's contacting me. She's contacting me for a reason. So I'm gonna respond, get how she's doing and check in with her, make sure all is good.
I love that. So, what did you notice when the busing stopped? Well, how did that affect
The um well, at that time, that's that when once it stopped, it just, became back again, all Hispanic, all black, and there's nothing wrong with that. I just they weren't just getting the education that I think they should have been getting. The challenges, it was always about they always made it seem like it was always about maybe the attitudes of the children. Maybe they weren't just getting the attention that they should have, and instead of um just always being yelled at, kids skipping. We had a bad reputation at Eastside and at Johnston for a while. And remember how they wanted to close it and things like that. So I think it did change a lot, but I think the integration would have been so much better because it's important for society to integrate.
I
Agreed. Agreed. We had our class of '89 every year. They had sayings like, we're the class of '88. We know how to operate. And ours was 89. We're so fine. But we recreated it for the reunions and we named, we're the freaks that stayed behind. We're the class of '89.
How was the reunion? I missed it this year.
It was a lot of fun. We missed you. Crockett brought it. Like the women's sports teams all dressed up. They had jerseys and they all had a full day of events and it was fun to see everybody. We need to do it more often,
Yes, yes.
for sure. So tell us what you're getting into. We want to hear all about your nonprofit.
Thank you. Well, thanks be to God, because I always give him the credit and I give him the praise because he's the one who has placed this purpose and this mission in my heart and in my life. So we are Mobile Blessings from the Heart nonprofit in Austin, Texas, and we are a mobile food pantry. Our goal is to be mobile to deliver food to senior communities, to bring the pantry to them so that they may choose what they want. Also, we're going to be in the works, God willing, I need a warehouse. I need trucks. I need trucks to be mobile so that I can do these things because eventually I want to be collecting food. I'm about food justice and food waste. There's too much food being wasted in this world, in this world, period. And so we need to do something about it. And my goal is to prevent that by um once I have a warehouse and I have an my building, there's going to be a kitchen area where I will be collecting food from restaurants that are throwing it away at the end of the night, saving that food, refrigerating it, and then packaging it up and taking it to senior communities for those that can't cook, the ones that are being forgotten, the seniors that built our city, the seniors that raised us, the seniors that are being moved out of their homes because of high taxes. All of these people were our parents, great grandparents, aunts, and uncles, and they're being forgotten. And they laid heavily on my heart to not to forget them. And some of them have no families. Some of them have no people to come visit them. So it is our job as a community to come together, to collect this food, to take it to them and provide them with the meal already cooked so that they don't, instead of it just being thrown away, this is perfectly good food that we can provide for a senior citizen and a good cooked meal. And just a matter of us, is to deliver it to them. And that's one of my goals.
And how many people are you delivering to today?
I deliver to 2 senior communities right now. One is Oak Springs Villas, right over here off Oak Springs by the library, and the other is the Wildflower Community in Mueller. And there's 80 seniors. The one right over here, and there's like 100 and something at the other Wildflower. What I delivered to them right now is because I'm not collecting food yet. My goal is to begin to collect food once I get me a location because I don't have a place to store it, and I don't have the um the manpower yet to do that because it's just me. Besides the volunteers I have on the weekends, and so but when I do, like I deliver Costco to them on every Thursday. I deliver to Costco and to Oak Springs, and I take them pastries. Last week I had an overflow of meat and vegetables, so I took those to Oak Springs and delivered meat and food to them from Central Texas Food Bank. And then that we receive every weekend. And then I take Costco every week to different schools to the staff. And my goal is not just to help take care of the staff that's educating our children and feeding, and not just feeding them, but educating them and taking care of them. My goal is to bring the food pantry to the children once a week, every Friday, to different schools every Friday, rotate, and maybe do 2 schools a week, once in the morning, once in the evening, where we have children that sign up that feel that they're in the need or just want to take food home for the weekend. And we will bring the food pantry to them, and we want them to choose what they want to take home, you know?
I love that because I remember when COVID hit and the kids would get the food, it was part of a grant that the US, our government was doing, and that they would take bags of food home, and these kids were taking home fresh fruits, fresh vegetables, um, you know, just foods that their families could eat. And for anybody could take it, of course, and then a lot of our kids would give it to some of the homeless people around. So it was such a nice thing, and I wish that they would continue that.
They did do that because I had schools call me and tell me, "Jeanette, these parents aren't leaving their homes. They're not coming and picking up this food, and we don't want this food to go to waste. Do you wanna pick it up?" So I would come pick up boxes of it, and I took it to the homeless off St. John's, downtown and South Austin. I took it to the, veteran communities and to the senior communities. I took it to them. Because it was already prepped. It was lunches. It was food made from Easy Tiger. It was amazing food. Because I saw, I'm like, wow, they're getting blueberries and waffles and it's some nice stuff. And so I went and I drove it around. I went with a truckload, and my seasons changed. So during COVID, I didn't have truckloads of food. I was being given food from the schools, from the Serafina pantry, foods that were already prepped. So that was easy for me to load it in my truck and be a mobile blessing. And I would just go bless the community with whoever I saw in my path. I just would pray on it when I would receive it and said, Lord, you placed this food in my path for today. Whom shall I share it with? And I drive, and there I would go.
And then greeting people with giving them that lovely smile of yours and just showing them that they're not forgotten. Like you're saying, humans, and we need to remember that. So I think what you're doing is such a blessing to the community. And, how do people get involved with you? What do they do? How do they participate?
Well, I am welcoming. We've had fraternities from the University of Texas that have come to volunteer. I know the UT football team wanted to come volunteer. I just need to schedule them. They've had a busy schedule lately. So yeah, so we'll probably wait till later. But we've had different people come volunteer, families come volunteer, churches come volunteer, youth groups come volunteer, because this is beyond the food. But they could just contact me, message me on my phone number at 512-705-3780. Text me would be the best way, and then they would let me know if they could volunteer, and it would be either on a Saturday or a Sunday. Fridays, I have Central Texas Food Bank, so I have a set crew of people that already know what to do. I don't have to tell them what to do, and get things going on Fridays. So Fridays are our big days because we have Central Texas Food Bank and Trader Joe's, and then on Saturdays and Sundays we have Trader Joe's, and it's not so busy, but I can welcome people to volunteer. And they can experience, what we do. And this is more than just the food. It's not just about the food. God has a purpose in this. He's bringing the community together so that they can know Him, and so that they can open their hearts and receive Him and have a relationship with Him. And I've seen this community smile. I mean, I have people coming out here at 7:30 in the morning, 8 in the morning, and there are a lot of unhoused senior citizens, mothers, grandmothers, and aunts and fathers that come out here sitting in the porch. I mean, in the open lot. I have picnic tables out there, and they just wait. And I don't get there till like 10:30 or 9 in the morning. And they're just conversating with one another, visiting with each other, seeing how they're doing, and just communicating. So they're coming for the community, for the conversation as well, so, I think there's a bigger purpose behind this than just the food.
That's awesome. So how would somebody donate to your cause?
We have a website. We are mobileblessingsfromtheheart.org. And if you go to our website, you can look at our website, and it'll say donate, and you just can click on the donate button and make a donation to us. I'm working um, on finding some kind of system. I would like to have legacy donors, which means it's a company or a person or a business that would become a legacy donor to make an annual donation once a year, and it would all be tax exempt. I am 501(c)(3) certified, so those would be my legacy donors, and they would be on our webpage, and we would place them on our Facebook, of social media, and TikTok, and let the world know that they are legacy donors for their donations that they make. And those are, hopefully corporations. I'm looking for Oracle, Samsung, Yahoo, Google. And so, to have legacy donors like that to help us that have moved into our city, you know, um, to help support the community and give back to the community and to us so that we could keep doing what, we're meant to do, is love thy neighbor.
That's right. Oh, you're so incredible. I love
God is incredible. I don't want to take the credit. Like,
Oh man.
I have a good heart, and he's placed this purpose in my heart and in my life. Um, if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have been able to do this. So I'm very grateful.
Oh well, we are thankful to share your story.
Jeanette Valdez Duran, you are somebody that I'm so inspired by, and what you're giving to the community is allowing people to feel that connection. And that's what we are trying to do, is connect people to one another. And thank you for being that model of true love and your giving heart.
Thank you all for having me, and just if you don't know what your purpose is, just ask him. He'll show you the way.
Oh, I love that. Well, thank you. Have a beautiful day.
Okay.
Touch. Thank you so much.
Bye.